Well, many businesses that borrowed to survive the pandemic are still paying down that debt. And with the federal budget just less than 2 weeks away, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business is asking for more time for those businesses to pay off the loans. Joining us for more is Corinne Pohlmann, Senior VP of National Affairs at the CFIB. Thanks so much for joining us today, Corinne.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So we were just talking about looking ahead to the federal budget. You are as well. What exactly are you asking for when it comes to these CEBA loans, the business loans that businesses were able to get interest-free during the pandemic? Part of it is forgivable, but you found that many businesses still haven't been able to pay them off.
Yeah, so what we're learning, of course, is that businesses are still pretty heavily in debt. About half, 1 in 2 businesses in Canada still carry quite a bit of pandemic debt, about $100,000 on average. So it's not just the CEBA loan, it's other types of loans as well that are affecting them. At the same time, we're dealing with a pretty wonky economy as we speak right now. And so about half of them are still not back to their pre-pandemic sales. So they're struggling to pay off the debt because they can't necessarily get the customers. They have other cost pressures on them, of course, when things like supply chain challenge, interest rates, all the rest of it, inflation, like we all are facing, and labor shortages. So it's been a bit of a challenge to get back on their feet. So we're really just asking government to just give them a little bit more time, because they would otherwise have to pay back the entire loan by the end of this year to get the forgivable portion. And if they don't, they lose it. And I think if we can give them a little bit more time, more of them will be able to get back on their feet.
That's the key part, right? I mean, they did extend the deadline already, but it's sort of a tiered deadline. So you have to, like you said, pay back by the end of this year in order to get that forgivable portion. You still have more time if you want to pay back the entirety of the loan. How much, can you remind us, is forgivable at this point, and how much would you like to be forgivable? Because that's another ask, right?
That's correct. So right now, if you have a $40,000 loan, you get $10,000 forgiven. And if you have a $60,000 loan, which is what most people have, you get $20,000 forgiven if you pay it back by the end of this year. However, for some businesses, especially those in those really hard-hit sectors like hospitality, arts and recreation, they in particular really had a hard time during the pandemic. And we're suggesting that maybe we should consider giving them a bit larger proportion of the loan as forgivable, maybe even as much as 50%. Right now, it's 25, 30%, depending on the size of your loan. So a bit more of it forgivable, I think, would also go a long way in helping some businesses get back on their feet.
Yeah, it is interesting because when you think about the businesses that haven't been able to pay it off yet, I mean, I know I spoke to a lot of small business owners over the course of the pandemic, and the idea that they were going to be left with a bunch of debt after was very daunting. They weren't, highly profitable businesses. They just did what they needed to do to run a business that they were proud of. But the idea of being able to pay down $40,000 worth of debt if they used the whole 60 was still huge. So when you think about the business owners that are still left with debt at this point, if the other half were able to pay it off, maybe they didn't even use the whole 60, right? They might have just used some of that and were able to do it fairly easily. But those left with it, do you get that sense that it is those sectors primarily that were the hardest hit that are still seeing that debt hanging over them?
Yeah, definitely. It's those types of sectors that were really shut down for long periods of time throughout the pandemic, and they're the same types of businesses that are relying on the customers walking in their doors, right? And they're still sort of struggling because customers aren't spending as much because of the inflation we're all facing right now and the economic uncertainty. There are also the businesses that had to let go of a lot of their employees and are still struggling to get people back into those types of positions. So many have had to not necessarily be open as many hours as they once were, for example, because they just don't have the staff.
Right.
So there's lots of different reasons why we're not fully recovered for many of these businesses, right? And we're still at that recovery stage for many of them. And I think we need to recognize that. And the best way to do that is to give them more time.
Corinne, what other sort of priorities would you like to see in the federal budget, in the next couple of weeks here?
Well, certainly related to that, of course, is just the cost of doing business. Like everybody, inflation is taking a real toll, and that includes small companies. But it's not just inflation on products and inputs and all the rest of it. It's taxes too. I mean, the fact that employment insurance and CPP have both gone up. We're going to see increases coming April 1st on things like various excise taxes on alcohol, as well as on the carbon tax. All of these are adding more and more cost pressures to small companies. So we're looking for somehow or some way that the government can reduce some of those costs. It can be finding ways to potentially provide lower EI premiums to smaller companies under a certain threshold. It can be through credit card fees potentially coming down, which they promised to do. Things like those that are really part of the cost structure for many small companies would be very helpful if there was some recognition and ability to lower some of those fees.